everybody, it's Aaron here with Get Your Geek On, and we're here doing a special interview with the folks running the Galveston Esports Summit in Galveston, Texas. I have here with me today Mary Jo and Johnny. How are y'all doing today?
We're doing great. We're just beating that Texas heat, but it's nothing compared to what other people are dealing with in the north. Is crazy. But of course, we're Texans and we know how to deal with it. So we're good.
We're used to 110-degree weather here.
That's right. No big deal.
Exactly. Well, I'm so glad to have you guys here, and I'm so glad you're talking with us about esports. I love esports, and I'm glad that we're getting, conventions are opening up this year again, and after the whole COVID stuff. So why don't you tell us a bit about yourselves first?
Okay, well, I'm have a full service public relations firm, MJ Nashke Public Relations, and I was intrigued with the business side of esports and also the how it was trending. Not just in our area or with kids, but internationally. I mean, it's on a global scale. And then I met Johnny, who we were working with the same client, and he was already involved with Comic-Con. So we just put our skill sets together, and we decided to push forth on a summit, which was not so much focused on just tournaments and esports, but esports in general, the business side, the educational side, and building one big network around the tournaments. So that's what we've done.
That's so cool. So, like you said, this isn't just about the tournament stuff. So what is the Galveston Esports Summit? What could people expect when they go there?
Well, they can expect a lot of hands-on activities. They can do everything from virtual reality to tabletop games.
And you buy your, you buy your pass, and everything inside is free to play. So you can walk up to the VR, you can walk up to the arcade machines, or you can walk up to the console or the old school. We'll even have like some old Nintendo 64s there. We're gonna do like GoldenEye 007, so which is all, just the way you geeked out right now tells me like you have a love for that video game just as much as I do.
Just a little bit. I hated Odd Job. Don't ever play Odd Job in that game.
No kidding.
So we'll have a little bit of something for everyone, but everything is free to play. So you buy your pass and you have access to all these video games and virtual reality. And the cool thing is the Army is going to be bringing their esports trailer, their esports team. So they've got this really cool. Well, actually, the Army will be bringing two different trailers. One of them has like an Apache helicopter simulator and some other virtual reality stuff. So in addition to our VR stuff and the games that I mentioned already, the Army's gonna be bringing some cool games too.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Now I know we had talked, so the other branches, are they coming out as well? Or is it just gonna be the Army?
The Marines will be there.
Okay, that'd be
so
fun.
The Marines are coming. And we threw it out for the Air Force and the Navy, but I think that they're not as strong in the esports, so we'll see. We might catch them on another side, because one of the things that we've added this year, we did our first one last year in the midst of the pandemic. It was
oh wow,
in November. We were scheduled for August, as we are this year, but because of the pandemic, the date kept getting moved, thinking naively that we were going to be out of it. But we quickly realized that we weren't. But at the urging of our main sponsor, which is the city of Galveston, we pushed forth, and they said, we just want to show that we can do a safe, good event at our convention center. So we moved forward, and we were able, we had our 3-day event. We had no problems. We didn't have any incidences or anything, but it was great, almost like a dress rehearsal, of what we should add and what we should, because, we weren't inundated with people. We did have people buying tickets and coming in and playing, and they had a blast. Mm-hmm. So, that led us to move this one. And we like to give a little something new, just for people that have been before. So this year we'll have one little section of robotics. Ooh. And which is the next step, for a lot of, especially kids, because the kids in school, we happen to have world champ robotics team here in Galveston, which is at our high school. And they'll be competing before moving on to the world, but they're the state champs right now. So they'll be doing a demonstration right next to NASA. And NASA will have a little robotics there among other things. So we'll have something for everybody and something to do all day.
That's so cool. Like, especially, you're going to have NASA there. I mean, Houston's right there. So having them there is going to be amazing for anyone to see. I haven't been to NASA and I live in Texas, which is sad. So I'm excited to see them there.
Yeah, they're going to be bringing some cool toys that the public hasn't seen yet. So, there'll be some really cool stuff that you definitely got to come and check out. And what I hope to see happen is, we've placed the Galveston Independent School District robotics next to NASA inside of our event. And so I'm hoping that these kids will stare at those big giant NASA robots and just like get inspired to go and talk to the NASA guys and, hopefully become our next engineers, programmers, and astronauts.
Exactly. And I want to lead into this, speaking of that, the summit, what's the part that you both are looking forward to the most out of it?
The kids being inspired to do and pursue STEM careers. And then, that's one of our big focuses is STEM education and highlighting those STEM fields. But also one thing we're both looking forward to is the females in gaming, because we all know that we need more females in gaming. We need more female streamers. We need more female astronauts. And that was a focus we had last year that we wanted to carry into this next year and hopefully the next year, because we all need to do anything we can to get more females into these careers. 100%
agree. What about you, Mary Jo? What are you wanting to see from this?
Well, I just like the networking part and having people feel good about themselves, and it empowers youth and adults, they're challenging themselves. Really, it's not like there's heavy duty competition. For some people there is, but but we've developed some panels that will address certain topics that go on throughout the day. But on Friday we added teacher workshops so that teachers could come and learn how to incorporate STEM lessons into gaming. Mm-hmm. We heard so much last year. Oh, I don't want my child, I told them to put the games away, or I take the games away as punishment, and because it's interfering with their education, which really, it could be educational. So what we're doing is
highlighting those
highlighting that
aspects.
And offer an opportunity for the teachers to earn hours and go away with a curriculum guide. Mm-hmm. And that's on the side. That's in one of our breakout rooms that we have. So. And then we have Special Olympics Texas, who's putting together their own team that will compete, and we'll have their competition on the floor as well. Mm-hmm. And we have pods that people can get in and play games, and just a bunch of fun. It's all about fun. It's talking to other people that have the same thing, that you have something in common.
Exactly.
Because a lot of gamers, you're by yourself all the time. You're in front of the computer. And so this way you can turn around and say, wow, how about that? Or talk about techniques and whatever. So we're looking forward to that.
Exactly. And I remember, that's the comment from back when I was growing up, sit in your mom's basement playing games, but now it's coming to the forefront. There's a lot of people who are networking now. We are all trying to hang out and do these, esports tournaments or just LAN parties again. Those are kind of coming back around at these cyber cafes. So, we talked about some of the NASA and some of the other stuff going to be there. What tournaments are y'all going to have for the esports side of it though?
So for the tournaments right now, we've announced we're going to do Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And then we're also going to do Rocket League as well. And we are going to have some different tournament stuff going on, but we haven't announced that yet. We're waiting a little bit longer. But we are about to launch the Discord. So for those people that are interested to know more about the games we're going to have for our tournaments, how the tournaments are run, and how to enter the brackets for those, we'll have a Discord that'll be accessible for all of those questions. And the great thing is the U.S. Army is going to be running all of our tournaments and that all of this stuff related to our tournaments. So not only will it be professionally ran, but it's going to be a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah, it will be. I got to see them in Vegas a couple of years ago, and the Marines and Army guys, they're hardcore. The Marines won that tournament, so I'm kind of want to see how they're going to do it this year. This will be fun to see how they're going to act with each other. So, I also wanted to ask, so what made y'all really want to get into create this event? Like, I know we've said education and networking. Is that kind of what made you? I know you said, Mary Jo, that you got in this because of the games are coming out there. But what made both of y'all want to do this?
Well, I was also intrigued that when you would talk to young people, it's like they wanted to be a professional player because that's what they're reading about. That's what they're hearing about. But nobody was putting together the knowledge that you acquire through the games and applying that technology to become, to be employed at one of the aerospace companies or at a, in anything else.
Or to become a professional Facebook streamer or Twitch streamer. Something.
And because there are other things, it's like professional football players. They're great to watch, but there's a handful out of all the kids and people that play football that actually go to the big leagues. But there's just other things about it, but we're having a ball doing it. We've met so many great people from across the nation, and last year we had people come from out of the country, which I didn't even. They must have been caught here, in the States and couldn't, but they just showed up and, we're from Germany, we're from here, we're from there.
Oh, wow.
Wanted to come heard the Esports Summit. And so they came in, which is great. Yeah.
And my big reason for doing this, besides Mary Jo, is, creating a home for us gamers, for us to not only get together a game and have fun, but to share knowledge and experience. Like Mary Jo already highlighted, the networking aspect of this event is unparalleled to really any other event out there besides the teacher workshops and the stuff. But we have a lot of stuff for people that want to become part of this industry. And this is a rapidly growing industry. So to answer your question is creating a home for that person that wants to know more, wants to dive right into esports and Facebook streaming and video games.
That's so cool. And I think you're right. I think we need that, especially here in South Texas. And you guys I know are a little bit more north of me, but we don't have a lot of that. In San Antonio, we're still building up Port San Antonio, trying to get esports to come out this way. There's a few people here trying to push gaming. And I know Houston has a few people. I think the Houston Outlaws are still out that way and a few other things going on. So gaming is coming to the forefront, I think, in Texas, especially this part. It needs that last little push, and hopefully you guys are going to give it that push it needs.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is when I first got into this, I'd say we're developing an esports summit, and they go, an what? They had no idea what I was talking about. And I'd say, well, look how many people are sitting there glued to their telephone. Do you think they're talking? They're not looking at themselves. They're playing a game. And then you find out quickly that when people that play, oh, you mean gaming? Yes. Oh, I love that.
Exactly. And esports is still coming out, I think, and it's still kind of the Wild West, it feels like, but people are starting to see more and more of these streamers and these teams making millions of dollars, winning these big tournaments. I got to meet the Houston Outlaws a couple years ago too, and they were actually going off to some tournament up north somewhere, and they're like, yeah, it's like a $60,000 tournament prize pot. I'm like, what? I want to go do that.
Yeah, hand me the controller.
Exactly. It's like, let me get better real quick. I'm not that good. I'll get better. I'll just, I'll play for like days.
That's right. Well, what we were planning last year, 2 teams actually got recruited right out from under us to Las Vegas.
Oh, wow.
So I said to Johnny, well, we must be onto something, if Las Vegas wants them. I mean, and then we formed a team, that played at our tournament. I mean, at our summit. And, but we learned a lot, the first year. So we're bringing a lot of that knowledge to this one. Yeah. And so we feel like we have one of our special guests is an Apple Distinguished Educator. Oh, and he's also the founder of Video Games Club of America. And his name is Jason Bound, and he's also a TED Talks presenter. Oh, and cool. He's going to be he's going to be on our panels, and he's going to be part of the workshops for teachers. And so we're real happy about that. And then Dell has come on board, and we'll have representatives from Dell that'll be speaking. And we have a representative from Epic Games that'll be here.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're moving along. We're moving along, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to have a lot of fun what we need are some people that want to come and sell some retail merchandise.
Yeah, we have more vendor spaces. If anybody wants to grab a vendor booth, just reach out to us.
We want people that are selling like headsets and controllers and things, to the general public, because that's what people come to see. They want to buy a virtual reality headset, so
exactly.
Because of the pandemic, they're having a little difficult time staffing. So it's hard for them to go out, into the field, but we'll have plenty to do. And
sounds like you have so much fun, like no matter what what you're looking for, you're going to have fun out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you've mentioned a lot of people going. Is there any special guests that you can mention right now that you may not have talked about yet that y'all want to mention?
Let me think. There have been some. There's so many.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have so many. There's some things we haven't announced yet, but like one of the things I'm looking forward to is the Army Esports team, of course.
And they're cute. It's sort of like the firefighters. When they did the calendar, I'm going to try to get the Army to let me do a calendar. The Esports calendar boys. Yeah. They're pretty buff there.
Yeah. That's another guest I'm looking forward to is Kyle Abate. He's one hand mostly is his tag, and he has cerebral palsy, and he tests video games for accessibility to let people know what does and does not work in video games for people that have disabilities. And again, that was one of the great missions we wanted to highlight this year is accessibility in gaming. And so Kyle Abate is not only a great speaker, but he's gonna be on multiple panels and talking about accessibility. So I'm super excited about that.
And then we have Shalana, which is a special guest coming in from Canada, and she's one of the top female players. And she goes by the handle Mrs. What is it? Mrs. Instigator. Instigator. And but she's ranked like number 4 in
Call of Duty
leagues.
Yeah.
So and she'll be here, and she'll be playing as well as serving on a diversity panel.
Wow, that's so cool.
A singer. She's an international singer.
She's so talented.
I mean, I keep adding to her list right there.
I know. And we have the Marine Band. And I said, well, maybe Shalana could play with the band. And everybody just looked at me. Well, they do have to rehearse. I said, well, we can do that.
Yeah, we met Shalana. Mary Jo and I met Shalana through the Esports Trade Association. Mm-hmm. And, your first question was what we do. Well, I'm a celebrity agent. And so I represent a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars clients. But when we met Shalana at the Esports Trade Association meetings, we're like, we got to talk to her.
Yeah, we have to talk to her.
Because she's just so multifaceted, multi-talented, and she's a strong female that supports her, not only, sharing her knowledge with people, but she's just uber professional. So I sign her onto my agency, and this will be one of our first engagements together, and people get the chance to meet her and pick her brain and talk about her successes and failures. And, that's one of my favorite things to see is, these professional streamers share their knowledge with other people.
Oh yeah. I mean, to me with streaming, it's so hard to get into right now. I mean, I used to stream as well, but if you don't know who to talk to, it's such a walk in the dark and just hope you can find that light switch.
And it can be so confusing because there's so many platforms. You've got Twitch, you've got Facebook, you've got this, you've got that, you've got YouTube, and finding out the recipe that's been successful for other people will help you save a lot of time and curb a lot of money you spend in the wrong directions and wrong equipment. It's just like them sharing their knowledge helps so many people. So that's one of my favorite things about this too, is networking.
So we've been networking with WIGI, Women in Games, which is a wonderful organization for women, that are in games or want to be in games. They have an incredible network and a lot of resources available. So, and of course, ESTA, as Johnny said, they've been great because you can get right in and meet people, on Zoom or whatever, because they put together, they even have happy hours that you can go online. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's so amazing. So, I want to ask one more question too. And I think we've kind of talked this a little bit, kind of while we're talking. Johnny said it. Is there any video games you love to play?
Oh my gosh. So yes, World of Warcraft. Now, World of Warcraft used to be my thing, but now I play a lot of For years, I've only played like StarCraft. And then when they came out with Heroes of the Storm, I was like, oh my God, it's all my favorite characters from all my favorite games. So I play a lot of Heroes of the Storm and StarCraft. And with Heroes of the Storm, I always play Zagara because I love the Zerg and everything. Anyway, yes. I digress. But yes, so StarCraft, and I also play Star Trek Online, and I do have a PlayStation, but I don't really play Call of Duty because every time I walk around a corner, I get pegged in the head.
That was probably me. I'm sorry.
So Call of Duty has never really been my thing. I picked up Fortnite there for a little bit. But I like those unit building and strategy games like StarCraft.
I love StarCraft. I used to play that one a long time ago in Age of Empires way back when.
Age of Empires. Yep.
I loved it. What was the other one? Empire Earth at the same time. Those were my jams when I was like in my high school years. I didn't do well in school. I was too busy playing that.
Yeah. One fun thing that we're going to do is we have at our disposal. It's a restored van, like 1960s type van. And on the inside, we have the ability, we'll be having a mystery game. So if you go in, you don't know what you're going to play.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun for people.
Oh yes, inside of Vicky, it's one of the one of the assets the city of Galveston has. It's a really it's gonna be cool. And then next to that, we're gonna have some really other cool stuff that we haven't told people about.
Yeah,
like we're saving some stuff for Facebook posts.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll make sure we share those as well. And hopefully everyone can go and follow y'all's Facebook page. Where can they find you guys to either buy tickets for the event or at least just follow your social media? Where can they find y'all?
So all of our social media is at Galveston Esports, but you can find everything about our event from our schedule to our guest list to purchase tickets and on our website, which is galvestonesports.com.
Awesome. Well, I do want to thank you both for your time and for being here with us and allowing us to talk to you about this amazing event that I cannot wait for. And again, it's at the end of August. It's the last weekend of August, which the 29th through the 31st, right?
27th through 29th.
It's going to be on August 27th.
And we hope to see you there. Maybe you could come there and do your podcast.
Oh, we'll be happy to join you guys and be happy to help out any way we can. Like I said, I love gaming. I'll drag Robert because he loves tech. So I'll be like, Robert, you're coming with me. We're going.
And tell him who Jose Cuervo is one of our sponsors.
I'm sold.
Does that help?
I'm sold. He might not. I don't know about him. He's a whiskey guy. I'm sold. You already have me.
Yeah. So we had a great meeting with Jose Cuervo today.
We're having a signature drink for the event.
We're going to be coming up with a signature drink. So we're going to give it a gamer-esque type name, and we're going to have it at our event. We're going to have it at our host hotels. So we're kind of tying in all aspects of this to make sure that everybody that loves video games has a great time and enjoys themselves.
I'm excited. I am so excited for this because I mean, you got me a Jose Cuervo. I'm going to be there. I mean, I remember it afterwards, but I'll be there.
It's okay. We'll remind you.
You'll be like, see this picture, Aaron? That was you.
That's you.
Why do I have bunny ears on? Wait a minute.
Where did I get these from?
Yeah,
exactly. But thank you again, guys. I really appreciate you. And everybody, please go check them out and, support this event. Go buy tickets. Check out what events they're going to have in their schedule. And remember, guys, stay geeky and keep your geek on.